Bickley and Morrison mornings. Arizona sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
There are many things that force people to overreact. Spiders, snowflakes, a police car in the rearview mirror, a hair in your food, a text message that begins with, "Can I ask you something?" But very few things draw more oversized reactions than a lopsided loss in Game 1 of a playoff series. So keep that in mind if you're looking for silver linings on Planet Orange, a search that has seemingly gone on for months. Remember, this is a team that specializes in alarming losses and bounce-back performances. What worries me, though, is the physicality of playoff basketball. After Game 1, Kevin Durant said the refs are letting both teams play, and that's the kind of basketball we want to play. But do they really? Because the Suns' physical engagement lasted about one quarter on Saturday, and because the Suns, by nature, are a finesse team. Their superstars are capable of dealing with this dynamic on offense, but they do not seem inclined to dish it out on the other end of the floor, and it took all of one game for Kendrick Perkins to essentially call the Suns crybabies for the way they reacted to the officials. Now, ultra-physical play can act like a power wash on a broken foundation. It can make the cracks worse. It can expose a team that isn't truly connected to a stated mission. And once again, the Suns are facing a litmus test entering Game 2. Namely, who are they and where are they going? All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
Yeah, I do. And I think sometimes we might have fouled too much there at bad times, trying to be physical. But we'll figure it out. The rest are letting us play, and it's the type of game we want.
That was Kevin Durant's quote after Saturday's 25-point loss by the Suns to the Timberwolves. That's the kind of game they want. I think you're asking a very valid question.
Yeah.
Is that exactly what they want?
Is that really, really, really what they want? Now, you can make an argument, and I think smart basketball people have looked at some of the advanced numbers of this game and said, okay, look, the Suns, if they had a process in Game 1, it was working in the first quarter. Then you had all those... What do they call them? Smoked layups, Vinny? Is that the term?
Smokes the layup.
Smoked layups.
Blows the bunny.
Exactly. And blown bunnies and smoke layups. And that created a level of panic. Got them out of their process a little bit, and then things kind of got sideways from there. That's one way to look at it. You can look at it, as you pointed out, because I do agree with this. The Timberwolves probably played about their best game, and the Suns certainly did not. Mm-hmm. So if you balance that out, the score is going to be much, much closer. Question is, what kind of adjustments do you make? Do you make them? Do you make significant ones? Or do you just really hope on your guys like Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Eric Gordon to be better offensively?
That's the first adjustment.
Play better. Yeah. Do your job.
Kevin Durant was very good offensively, was kind of the beacon when things got real rough. He was the beacon offensively. He was the guy to go to for a bucket. I think Bradley Beal was efficient but wasn't aggressive enough. And Kellen Olsen is right on the money.
Usually is.
It doesn't matter what kind of defensive strategy teams are using on Devin Booker. He's seen all this stuff for 8-9 years. He's just got to be better.
Yeah.
Now, the length of Jaden McDaniels is an issue. Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo talked about not only the length, but the physical nature McDaniels dealt with Booker on Saturday.
I don't know if I want to take away too much from Booker not being that good. He's 5 for 16. I didn't think he looked good, but he also had McDaniels on him, and he's going to have to deal with that.
I love that you brought up the McDaniels point because you're watching it happen, and I'd have to go back and look at synergy or something to be like, are they getting Booker enough screens to just get McDaniels off him? The problem with McDaniels, when you're the primary ball handler, and that's what Phoenix is going to do here, is he's just on you. He takes such pride, and I thought they were so physical with Booker, and it's like, okay, well, you guys, we're going to get away with this? All right, yeah. I'm reaching, I'm grabbing, and good for McDaniels. And, he can get into foul trouble because he can be so aggressive, but I'd rather you be aggressive and flirt with foul trouble, especially when I'm not worried about relying on any of your scoring.
Yeah, so the McDaniels part, it's something that Booker is going to have to deal with. He talked, Book did on Saturday about finding his rhythm.
He's involved today. Just we all just need to adjust to another play of physicality. They being ultra physical with me, and then I had 3 early fouls that sent me to the bench. So we just trying to find a leading from there.
Yeah, and I think Book was out of his, respectfully speaking, I think he was out of his flow by the time he got his 3rd foul.
I think you're right. I agree with that.
He sat on the bench for the last 2.5 minutes of that second quarter and came back and wasn't really in a flow in the 3rd quarter either. And the Suns lost that game. You can look at it and say, they got killed on the boards. They lost by 25. That game came down to a 7-minute stretch in the 3rd quarter.
It did.
Because I thought the Suns missed opportunities to build a healthy lead with all the blown layups and, their inactivity around the hoop early. When the Timberwolves found their footing, the Suns started to foul. Minnesota did a fantastic job at the free throw line. They only missed 2 free throws all day. 20 of 22. And then, it was a 4-point game midway through the 3rd quarter, basically, and the Suns just stopped scoring.
Yeah. And what was different about game 1, clearly when if people are like, well, why wasn't Bradley Beal any better? The Timberwolves realized that Mike Conley cannot hang with Bradley Beal. And so that defensive matchup that was so eviscerating for the Timberwolves in that final regular season game loss, they got away from that. I'm curious if the Suns do find, you brought this up earlier, I'm curious if they do find a chunk of time during these games to throw Josh Okogie on Anthony Edwards and just go rough him up. Get in his chest. And if you pick up 3 fouls in 8 minutes, cool.
Yeah, they were teammates for a year, so Josh has got some probably knowledge and practice and on how to deal with him a little bit.
Right.
Played against him for 3 seasons now with the Suns. One aspect of this game we haven't talked about is Anthony Edwards' mouth. It never, ever stops moving.
We can't repeat what he said, though, Vinny.
No, we can't. But he said this, he was getting over on Kevin Durant and said this about trash-talking KD.
A little back and forth with Kevin Durant there in the 3rd quarter. How fun is that, and what do you make of the atmosphere tonight?
I think everybody here knows that's my favorite player of all time, so that was probably one of the best feelings ever in my whole life, for sure.
To take your favorite player and just insult him to his face. What a great feeling.
To his core.
Here was more Edwards on Kevin Durant.
Anthony, when you're out there with Kevin Durant, can you see or hear the playoff experience that he has? Do you sense a level of poise that you hope to get to someday?
Yeah, man. Did you see him in the 3rd quarter? I felt like we were supposed to be up 15-18 in the 3rd quarter early. If I'm not mistaken, he made 4 or 5 straight buckets, like it was nothing. And I became a fan at one point. I was out there like, he nice. It's nothing we can do. It's nothing we can do. Cat was playing great defense. Rudy was playing great defense. And it's just he don't see you. I'm looking at his stat sheet. He was 11 for 17. He missed 6 shots and had 31. He's the greatest to ever do it, man. He's big. My hat tilts to him. He's the best.
So he gets into Durant. Durant just smiles in response. Durant's not going to give much of a reaction either on the court, physically or verbally.
No.
And said this afterwards.
Yeah, it's just basketball. Not even play. It's just hoop, You get hot, you make shots, make tough shots. You're going to feel excited about yourself. So it's on me to keep coming back and showing them a tough look, or whoever's defending these guys, to show them a tough look. If they make shots over us, we move back to the next play, and we move on to the next play, So, he got it going. He made some tough ones. You just gotta live with it and be better next game.
Yeah, and part of me respects that response from Kevin Durant. It just wasn't the Suns' day.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me wants him to file that away. Remember that. He says he's in awe of me, but he's a punk. And he's gonna get his. I hope that happens to a degree. Because he never stops talking.
Yeah, but he's not a punk.
Oh, he's a punk.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Quick show of hands on the show. Punk?
Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way he trash talked Bo Cruz in that one movie.
You can't trash talk Bo Cruz like that.
He's a saint.
He was not playing a part there. He was just being himself.
He was just playing himself. Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.